Is it safe to get prescription glasses online? The short answer is yes, it is very safe to get prescription glasses online. There are 4 downsides though to doing it, which are not really related to safety, but they are something that you should be aware of if you're considering getting prescription glasses online. There's one situation where I'd absolutely not get prescription glasses online, and I'll talk about that towards the end of the video, so be sure to stick around. Hi everyone, my name is Dr. Sai Nagori. I'm a board-certified ophthalmologist, and you're watching the iFacts.com channel. Today we're getting into prescription glasses and the 4 things you need to watch out for, and the one situation where you may not want to get your prescription glasses online. Let's dive in. Okay, so downside number 1 is the high need for accuracy. In order to measure your PD correctly, you really need to be focusing at a distance, because if you're measuring your PD in the mirror and you're kind of looking at yourself in the mirror, the likelihood that you're accommodating, which means you're actually looking inward a little bit, is pretty high. So you're going to want to make sure that you really measure your pupillary distance accurately. And what I would say is measure it one way and then try a different method. There's a bunch of different methods that you can find online to measure your PD, and then maybe even have a friend or family member recheck that PD, because if your PD is not accurate, this can mess up your prescription. Now, for prescriptions that are not very high, so if you have like a -1, -2, an inaccurate PD may not make a huge difference if it's just a little off. But if you have a high prescription, like a -6, -7, that PD being off can really actually distort your vision. So you really do need to double and triple check this for accuracy. Now, in addition to the pupillary diameter, you also want to be aware of something called a seg height. And that matters when you are wearing a bifocal or a progressive. And if you are someone who needs a bifocal or progressive, this can be a little bit more challenging to get the glasses right online. I'm not saying it's impossible to do, but certainly it's a little bit harder when it's being done remotely. So there's a lot of applications and websites that actually will have the proper sort of technology where you can see how the glasses look on your face, and they are able to actually get this correctly. But not every platform is the same. So it is important to just set your expectations where, hey, I'm gonna try this, and they have a good refund policy. So if it doesn't work out for me, then that's okay, and I can still go in person and get it done. But when it comes to safety, it's certainly safe. Like I said, it's just an inconvenience if it doesn't happen the right way the first time around. Downside number 2 is difficulty in remaking the glasses. So let's say you get the glasses online and you're just not seeing well in them, and the place that you got them has a strange return policy, or it's very difficult to return them, or now you're paying money to ship the glasses back and then you don't have glasses while you're waiting for the remake. So I would say in this situation, I find the in-person stores just to be a little bit more helpful. They can really speed up how fast you get your new pair of glasses. And oftentimes, if it's an error with the lab or an error with the prescription, they'll remake the glasses at no cost to you, which can be a really nice, convenient thing. And if you don't have a spare pair of glasses, then sending the glasses out and not knowing when they're going to come back, and then not being sure if they're going to be right when they come back, can be, very frustrating and inconvenient. So something to be aware of. Read the fine print, make sure that you're reading the policies of where you get the glasses so that you know exactly what you should do and how much time you have to actually return the glasses or request a refund. Okay, downside number 3 is going to be cost. And you may be thinking, but wait, I go and get my glasses online because it's cheaper. Yes and no. So if you are someone who has no vision insurance, then it is very likely that it is cheaper for you to get those glasses online. But if you have vision insurance, then it is very likely that it might be the same cost or even cheaper to actually go through an office and get your glasses done. And there's a lot of high touch in offices where you get the glasses done, so you know that they'll be done correctly. And if they get messed up, the store will take it upon themselves to make sure that you actually get the right pair of glasses so that you can see well. The other thing about cost, even if you do have insurance for vision, When it comes to glasses, there are so many different variations. You can get glasses that have really high index lenses. You can get glasses that are transition lenses, meaning they turn into sunglasses when you go outside. And so if you start adding all these things up on your online order, you might find yourself spending just as much money. And oftentimes in the doctor's office, patients are requested that, hey, I can't really afford this. So doctors and opticians will often find a way to work with the patient on price, because the ultimate goal of every visit is to make sure that the patient is actually seeing well. Downside number 4 is going to be time. So as you already noticed, I mentioned before that if you are, measuring your PD, or you're going back and forth because the glasses didn't work, you are going to be spending more time and energy. And if you have time, I think that's perfectly fine, and definitely you can put it into this. But if you're someone who is limited on time and you just kind of want it done for you and you have vision insurance, I don't think it's a bad idea to sort of just get the glasses through your healthcare provider. I think that it's a really individual decision, and when it comes to safety, it's very safe. It's not about it not being safe. It might just be that it's inconvenient. So what's the one situation where I actually would not recommend getting glasses online? And this is for children. So I have kids myself, and when I go in for their eye exams, I want it to be in person. I want the glasses to be done by someone, right there, who can see my kid's face, who can make sure that they fit right, because in children, their vision is still developing. And it is so important that the glasses that they get not only are the right prescription for them, but it's important that they fit around their head well so that they stay on the eyes. I cannot tell you how many patients I have that come in repeatedly because their child has lost their glasses, the glasses have fallen off their face, and it's not the child's fault, they're a child, but obviously it can become, really expensive and frustrating for parents if that's happening. So you really want to make sure that the next pair that you get fits well. Maybe you get a strap around the back. And for those situations, I would recommend getting the glasses done in person. Also, if there's an inaccuracy in the prescription, you're going to want to make sure that the child is in the right prescription, because as I mentioned, their visual pathways are still developing. And so if they're in the wrong prescription and they're not seeing clearly, that can actually impact them long term. And it's not just about, oh, it's fine, we'll just get it remade. But you really need those kids to be in the right prescription so that their visual system develops completely. If you have any other questions about prescription glasses, be sure to drop them in the comments below. And if you want to stay in the know about all things related to eye health, be sure to hit the like and subscribe button. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.